God has come through time and time again for me. And it's not a doubt or do I believe it or not. I know it's real.
So to me, if you are against God, then you have to believe he exists.
Yet is a good way to look at it. But how long is the yet? Can we strive for greatness, but still be content and okay with where we are at? What is up, everybody? We are back with another episode of our High on Jesus podcast. And you are here today with Just in Time with Justin Hallis.
And Austyn with a Y.
And today is going to be a good one. What we got today for him, Austyn?
So today is when your dreams are as big as a mega church, but your reality is more like a folding chair ministry.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Ouch. Happens. This is for anyone out there that you wanted something big. You were trying to go after it. Maybe you've been trying to go after it for years, whatever it looks like, and it's just not happening. Seems like it's not taking place yet. But the reality is it still isn't. So if you can relate to that, this one is for you. So, man, we're still going strong with our sponsors.
Yes.
Big shout out. Thank you so much to the following businesses. Automatic bail bonds. We bail your tail out of jail with a quickness.
That's right.
So they're available day or night. You know, anyone that ever need a bond, they got you taken care of. And there's some good people over there that actually care about what they do. It's not just about making money. So big shout out to Automatic Bail Bonds. Journey to Greatness Sober Living Homes. So preparing you for your new journey of life and beyond. So they are there. If anyone is in need of a sober living home, they have 2 men's houses and a women's house in Manatee County. And they will be happy to take anyone that you know that just looking for a change, wants to do something different. It's a great place to start that journey out at. So you got bonded out, got a sober living house, maybe need an ankle monitor as well. Florida Elite Monitoring has got you covered. They got ankle monitors, tracking with confidence, and they're going to get you taken care of with that. Should the judge say,
that's it.
Ankle monitor for you, son or daughter.
Where you are.
And then after that, then you move into your new place and maybe need to clean some stuff up, do a little remodel. You call Dump Dynasty. Yes. Dump Dynasty, not Duck
Classic.
Dynasty. Dump Dynasty is going to take care of you. They got a great team. They're going to pull up. They're going to put that dump trailer wherever you want it. You fill it up at your leisure. They take it to the dump for you. It's done. It's over with. So if anyone needs remodeling job, a little summer cleaning, Dump Dynasty is going to take care of you. Big shout out to all of them. Thank you so much, guys, for the support. So how's everything going?
Everything's going good. Coming back, getting ready for, I guess, is this going to air when you're on your sabbatical? Or?
Close. This is about the 3rd week of June or so.
So we're gearing up for summer.
Yep.
Gearing up for
16th.
Summer. And looking forward to church camps and got a new couch.
Nice.
Yes. Car is back in service, so that's going good. Been working in the yard, getting, starting.
Yeah, you're on it.
Yeah.
Sprucing that place up.
Yeah, I love the summer. Like, I don't know what it is, but I love the summer.
Yeah.
I do. I love being outside.
Interesting.
Yeah, I do. He works in it. I love being in it.
I appreciate all 4 seasons. That is a good thing to bring up, though, because the people are like, oh, I don't mind it too bad. They're like, do you work in it? Because you ain't in it all day long, but you don't mind it then.
Yeah, I just love making my house a home. We are looking for something bigger, but instead of just putting it off, I've decided this is where we're at. We need to make it a home and make it feel that way so everybody can just come together. So I finally
That's nice.
doing that. Yeah.
Good for you.
Anybody has any 4 bedrooms you're looking to rent out?
There you go. Hit us up. May have a tenant here.
Yes. And everything's for you.
The summer, just like you said, is brutal, man. It's hot. I like all 4 seasons also, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If you work in it, my goodness, crazy out there. I mean, I used to do roofing, asphalt. I mean, that's doing those on a hot summer day, man. Murder.
What kind of shoes did you wear when you did that?
Just whatever, hiking, whatever it was, the work boots, steel toe. I had a pair of it's not the Georgia Mud Dogs. That's what someone put me onto when I was doing the road work. Those were serious boots for sure. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. was your steel toe. Probably when I was not doing good in life, whatever Walmart had just to get out there and work. Didn't matter. But no, so it's summer's going good. Like I said, big change for me. There's a lot of stuff to get used to. We do have a transition here with Bonnie's daughter turning 18. So we tried to help out with a plan. Here's a course of action. We want you to do something with your life, whatever that looks like. Same thing for any of our children. We would do the same exact way. If you don't want to follow that or don't want help with the plan, that's fine. There's going to be some requirements to live here. So I don't know if she's going to sign up for that or she may be moving on. Not sure, but it's going to be some changes coming up in our household.
Weighing out her decisions.
Yeah. And it's hard. It's hard for my wife. Obviously that's her baby. So it's a little stressful over at the household during all this stuff.
But I hate to say it, and I'm not saying it right, but it's nice to hear that, I know some people put people that are doing well in life on a pedestal. So sometimes it's so relatable to be able to hear that you still struggle.
Oh yeah.
with things.
Yep, we got problems. Don't you worry, guys.
That's a good shirt. We got problems.
It still happens, right? You can have it. I would say the marriage is the best that it's ever been, but it doesn't mean there's not a bad day or a bad few hours or whatever it is. But you learn how to navigate those better. Number one, as long as I'm connected to God, we're going to get through all this stuff. We're going to take it on the chin. It's going to be all right. Yep. And then number two, once you know your partner for a little bit, when it's not time to talk and just let them be in whatever they're going through and, to reconnect as soon as possible again, to not let the sun set and all that, craziness. But you get to witness part of it. We came back together pretty quick. Everything's fine. Yeah, we're all right. We're going to be all right.
Got to, it's a little later, we got to take Layla to the pool.
Yeah,
that was fun. She, I didn't have Tristan. When I have Tristan and Layla, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But they
times two. The tornado comes together and it just interchanges and speeds up. Yeah. Like Tasmanian devil style.
Yes. Gotta keep me young though. That's what I keep saying. Tristan keeps me young.
A lot of good stuff going on. So I think it's gonna be nice. Like I say, technically it would be the 16th, so it would be the start of my little hiatus there.
And Layla going to church camp.
Yeah, she'll be going the following week. Yeah, after this airs. So looking forward to that as well. But we're still going to be bringing you guys content. We're still going to be recording. Podcast is still dropping every single Monday at 8 a.m.
And possibly we're going to have someone else with us.
Yes, that's right. So the goal is to have a guest speaker here next time. So that's going to be nice. We're going to talk about it's a mental, physical, spiritual healing for all of us, no matter where we're at, what we're going through. We're going to focus on the physical side next time.
All right.
We'll tell you a little bit more about that coming up here. But, I'm glad things are going well. Hope y'all are enjoying your summer. Is it chaos out there? You got the kids off school. What's going on with you? Drop a comment below. Throw a like on this video, guys. Show us some love. Share this with someone to join in on our community, our family. As always, we're plugging the merch. We got the High on Jesus hats, High on Jesus shirts, beanies, hoodies. All that stuff is available on our website, which is highonjesus.org. So be sure to get some swag. You can send it nationwide. So get you some people out of state, have some good stuff. Seriously though, I've never gone anywhere without saying I love that shirt. Yeah. I love your hat. Amazing.
It is.
So people love the brand. Guess we're repping the Hand Up to Victory.
Yes.
Oh yes.
We have to.
Of course. So repping Hand Up to Victory, our nonprofit organization that we have. Anyone that's seeking recovery from addiction, alcoholism, coming out of jail, they're in a homeless situation program, they want to make a change, have no resources, have no one to help them out. That is where we step in. We help out people with a transition to a safe, sober living home and a financial start with that. Some people long-term programs. We'll also help out with physical needs such as cell phone ID, which is huge, full-time jobs. And then from there, it's peer-to-peer counseling, our weekly High on Jesus recovery meetings. We got the YouTube channel. I mean, we just come alongside people and walk them through that journey. And so many people have been helped through this, and it's been an amazing journey.
Absolutely. Or even if you have a loved one or a family member, call and we can help you get connected with someone in your area. We had someone approach us at church last Sunday about getting someone in a different area. So we do know people in different areas surrounding Manatee and Sarasota counties that we could, refer you to. to get you the help that you need, or your family member or loved one.
For sure. Yeah, we've helped people out of county. We've helped people out of state. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't matter where you're at. We provide that solution, not to mention the countless hours we spend talking to loved ones, talking to the family members on the phone because they're struggling just as much as the person that's stuck in the addiction.
Oh, I know. And we want that for them, so many times. I know my mom would have if my mom would have known about something like this, she would have called 100 times. And now that it's getting more out in the open, that people, addiction touches every life, no matter what area you're in or what field you're in, it touches every single person.
Absolutely.
What shoes are you wearing today?
Oh, son, I don't know.
It's I don't know. Favorite.
It is. Not gonna lie, definitely one of my favorites. As far as the OGs, so OGs meaning that's what Mike wore on court. That's what originally dropped. This one has got to be top 3, man. So it's the Jordan 4 white cement. So I actually have the 2016 pair. It's what I'm rocking right now. So that's when it retroed originally with the Nike Air on the back. Just like that, it dropped back in the day. And they actually just released these probably a few weeks ago by the time that this drops. But they did the retro just recently in 2025. True to specs, true to the original 4. And that one's going to be a banger, man. So, yeah. But one of my favorites. I love it. It goes with anything. If you like the Jordan 4, you got to get a pair of these white cements, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful shoe, in my opinion.
Goes with several outfits.
I just love it, man. I just love it. For me, it only goes with one outfit, but for most people, it goes with many outfits. But I mean, you're talking black and gray and white. Just, I love it.
Yeah. And I think you said earlier that there's lots of new good ones coming out this year that you're looking forward to.
Let's not talk about that. I'm in serious trouble, y'all. If you see the lineup for 2025 from Jordan Brand, oh my goodness. There's money to be made and there's shoes to be bought. That's all I got to tell you. What's coming up the rest of this year. My goodness. But I'm having fun with it.
Yeah.
Mom, this is all on you because you would never get me Jordans. And then when
resentment's turned into,
and then when I would finally get some, I would junkie out and I would just give them to all the dealers, or I'd lose it across the community. And this time I said, "No, Lord, we're not giving this one back this time." So I got to get me the collection going, and we're keeping it.
Here we are.
So yeah, I love it though. It's fun.
I know you do.
It's my thing.
Yep.
So if you like out there, I actually got a comment. Someone comment about your shoes when we get to the comment crawl, but yeah, so let's go on the comment crawl. Hope you all having fun with this, man. We got 2 comments that are heartfelt. We got some good stuff, but there's 1,000 good comments out there. Just so many people that just shared their experience of maybe Hand Up to Victory or High on Jesus touched them personally from watching the YouTube channel and just getting something out of it. Guys, please comment. If something resonates with you, something means something to you, please let us know about it. We'd love to hear the feedback so we know we're not just doing this for our own sake. The goal is to obviously impact people. MMA 3 Hankins, not sure who that is, but they said, "I'm not really a Christian, but I can always see when someone is trying their hardest to help people. So respect, homie."
I love it.
that was cool, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that.
Know, they're not a believer, but they can see. That's
I don't know what your thoughts are on that. Honestly, I've always had this dream that this could expand past just a recovery meeting, past just a group of Christians. And it was some person that I've always, respected in that field is John Maxwell, man. John Maxwell's a GOAT.
Yep.
Right? Did something amazing. Maybe that feeds in what we're talking about here. We can strive to be like him. I don't know how many of us are going to get there, but God used him in a major way. I don't know if you know John Maxwell, one of the top, we'll say number 1, possibly leadership gurus out there.
Right.
I mean, countless books, speeches all over the world, does events. He has a whole team. He's got a whole John Maxwell, team that they go around instructing motivational speakers and just pouring into people's lives, into leaders of businesses, CEOs, whatever that it looks like. So his history is he actually ran a mega church, and he was doing that for some time, but then he felt God was calling him to something more. Same thing. Some people saying, you're crazy, John. What are you doing? You're trying to go out in the world. And I love what he always said is that, we're not called to be of this world, but we're still in this world.
Oh, yes.
So he thought it was better to bring these principles to everyone out there, Christian or non-Christian. And that's what blew him up. And then he would always have this little sneak in. He said a lot of the times at the end of his, speeches or whatever, he would say, hey, in closing, I'm going to give you the top 3 things that changed my life. If you get any 3 things from this, speech, hours we've been here, days we've been here, get these. Long story short, he give one mind-blowing principle, another mind-blowing principle, and he's like, the third one, I'm not going to be able to tell you. And they're like, what? He's like, no, I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to get anybody upset. And they're like, no, we need it. He's like, well, I'm going to tell you, it's my faith. It's my belief in God. And he would go on and on about his walk and his journey with God. And he said that opened so many doors. So many people came to Christ through that, so I like that approach to it. I don't want to be, some people beat over the head with the Bible, accept Jesus or else you're going to hell. I get all that, right? But at the same time, it's like, man, I want to reach people if I can pour into their life and help them out. And then possibly like that relationship opens the door to me introducing Christ to people and, hopefully introducing Christ to their life. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, right? So I actually love this, man. When I saw that, I was like, man, that's like, I appreciate that because most people are out there bashing us about God, period. Or you got the Christians stabbing us in the back. You get it from both ends. So the fact that this guy is not a Christian, so he says, he sees what we're doing and he respects that. I respect you, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. My hope is that you see what we're doing here. I pray that one of the YouTube videos it just resonates with you. I pray that, you come to a place in your life where, man, there's got to be something else out there, whatever that is. I hope God finds you, man, and you accept Christ and Amen. Step into something a lot better.
Yep. But
appreciate you for the comment, brother. So next, I guess the name is the username, Jeffrey Hannafin.
My friend.
Oh, Jeff, 3279. We see you, brother. Always commenting, always showing love. Thank you so much. He said, High on Jesus is amazing. You guys are amazing. I am so blessed for you, Justin and Austyn. And he also threw in, I love Hey Dudes.
Which I'm wearing.
You're rocking, killing it. They're like, forget the Jordans. We want to know what Austyn's got on. She's rocking them. She got
whatever's easy.
Is it the glitter Hey Dudes again?
It's absolutely my glitter.
Banger. No tying necessary, right? You just slip on in.
Yep. Right Sweet. On out the door. Yep.
Sweet. Well, Hey Dudes are blowing up. They're doing their thing. Yeah. What do you think about that when he says, what he said there?
I just love Jeff. I've known him through my recovery journey. He has a young daughter that he's just the best dad. We actually play on the same co-ed softball team.
That explains it. All right, I got you. You're out there cranking it out.
Oh, yes. And
Austyn's doing splits and hitting home runs and running around like a maniac. Triple headers. She's out there.
I love it so much. And it's just, especially since everybody's in recovery on 2 different teams. So there's enough teams in this area that are full of people that aren't using, that are working on bettering their life. Nice. And we get to come together on Sunday nights. Unfortunately, we don't get back in till like August or September, so we're a little sad. But I just love that through our journeys, like we come back together. I hadn't seen Jeff in a couple of years, but he's coming up. I don't fault me, Jeff, but I think he's like 4 years now.
Awesome.
So I think he's it's really good to like see each other again, so.
Sweet.
Very big supporter, and I appreciate him.
Yep. Yeah. Good people, man. Appreciate you out there. Yeah. Jeff, we see you doing your thing at the ball field.
And you'll see him at the ball field.
Yep. Taking care of business out there. Awesome, man. Good deal.
And so on the other end of the spectrum.
So Jeff loves Hey Dudes. This guy is named Random Dude. That was his username. But Random Dude said, it's so sad to see so many brainwashed people. So I was like,
so you're brainwashed, or we all are? Like,
apparently anyone that watches our channel is brainwashed. So you know me. I try to be nice, try to keep it on the up and up, but per my social media guy, he said, I personally have to respond to every single message. So I say, yes, sir. So now when they put stuff like that, I got to play with it a little bit. So my response was, how exactly are we brainwashed? He said, you believe in a God despite no empirical evidence.
None? Zero? Like,
I mean, according to him, I guess.
So the Bible is no.
I guess they're saying that there's no actual physical evidence that you could use to say that there's a God. So in the sense of we believe in God, I guess we're brainwashed. I got to tell you what my response was, because I
can only imagine.
Bro, with all due respect, man. And honestly, I thought this before I even cared about God. Like, if you stop and think about it, and so I said something to the effect of, "Oh, with all due respect, you're telling me, you're telling me that you believe." Let me just pause for a second.
Let's unpack it.
Let's just unpack it for a second. Hold on. I think sometimes we get caught so much in this little bubble that we live in. The same town, we drive down these certain roads, we go to the same job, we eat at the same places, or kind of just exist in this little bubble that we've created. And I think sometimes like that's all we see, right? And we don't think about almost what's outside of that bubble.
No.
I think we're being honest. It's real. We don't even think of what's going on in a county. Look at how big Florida is. Look at the United States. Look at the world. And now outside of that, I can almost give him credit in a sense to where I feel that when people get caught in this little bubble and they're not looking at anywhere outside of that, it's the same mundane thing over and over again. Nothing's going right. The world's against me. All this crime. Why would a good God do that? I don't believe in God. Sometimes you got to look past that. Mm-hmm. So I was like, with all due respect, so you're telling me that we live in this just like random existence of this huge thing called space, that they have supposedly, according to scientists, you want proof, possibly millions of other galaxies out there, tens of thousands of them. Some say that every star is another galaxy, that's another sun somewhere with planets surrounding it. That supposedly has evidence of that. So you're telling me
that out
of all those galaxies, that all of this is just completely random, and there was some big explosion that just created all these galaxies all over the place, and ours just happened to form with our one planet just exact mileage away from the sun that it needs to be, and that it started out with a blank nothing, and all of a sudden randomly organisms got created and they morphed and they turned into something. And then on top of that, take a step, then a human came out of another animal. And then tens of thousands of years later, your dad happened to meet your mom. And you're telling me that one sperm happened to go with your mom's egg and you happen to be here. And that's an accident? Well, buy a lotto ticket. No, I'm sorry, but I did actually. I didn't get that from no one. That's me, man. That's just me being me. Buy a lotto ticket, bro. The odds of that have to be 10 gabillion to 1. A physical impossibility that could be random. There's no way. I've always thought about, there's no way that all that to me is harder to believe. Like, I could roll if I didn't care about a God at all, just pretend I'm atheist or whatever. That to me is more believable, that there is some type of creator that ordained all this and is controlling all this and this earth and we were made, than just like the random, this is all one big accident. Because that's crazier to me on that side of it. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. But
I don't even know if I can relate, because I was brought up in the church.
Yeah.
So it's always been something that I was known to. I don't know if but he knows he's got God capitalized.
He did.
So, I mean, the big G knows, he knows who God is. So to me, if you are against God, then you have to believe he exists, So that's kind of where I go with that. So either he could be church hurt, he could be family hurt, like he could have something where he's against God and then therefore he feels that everybody's brainwashed within that.
Makes perfect sense to me. That's more what I was thinking also. So just anyone, because he got hurt in the past or something bad happened, he's got a resentment, that just anyone who believes in it is just brainwashed and you're just feeding what they told you.
We're praying for random dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's my thing before we move on. Honestly, I'm not brainwashed because I didn't do any of this because Christianity is a classic American religion, or, the pastor said, this is what we're supposed to do, or quite frankly, even because AA said to get a higher power. I'm not doing any of this because of that. No. I'm doing it because I had an experience. I'm doing it because I had a rock bottom place that no human form or thing could save me or bring me out of. And I had to cry out to something that I didn't even sure if it existed at that present time. But I'm telling you, like, something happened. Like something and I felt something out off of that. And God has come through time and time again for me. And it's not a doubt or do I believe it or not. I know it's real. I know it's real for a fact. And so when I see stuff like this, it hurts my heart in the sense that, like, unfortunately, they haven't experienced it for themselves, whether they never had a bad enough place in life that brought them to that, whether they just never found any need to turn their life over or pray for God to help them. I'm not sure what it is.
Or they just blocked it out completely and shut it off.
Something. But my prayer for people that think that, I pray that they experience something that lets them know for a fact that it's real. It's not a matter of do I believe or not. Like, this is it. That
they have the choice, that they need to lean into whatever, they need to lean into Jesus. Yes.
And I want to bring in this people. This is why we talk about, that this is for everybody. You're not just talking about for people that are in addiction. There's so many people out there. One of my mentors, is the way it happened. They didn't have to hit a rock bottom to turn their life over to Christ. There's people out there that they were not even raised in the church, but something drew them to it. Something God knocked on their heart, whatever it was. And man, that's my prayer for, like, my son and other people out there. I've said this to him many times. He says that that he believes. We've talked about it. He believes the Bible. I believe that he's accepted Jesus into his life. But he's not, like, active in anything. You know what I mean? Like, I try to get him to come to church. He's busy. He's not really probably involved in a heavy prayer life or anything like that. My biggest thing to him, maybe this guy, anyone out there that maybe doesn't have a rock bottom, quote unquote. I just told him, I just pray that life doesn't have to get bad for you in order for you to turn your life over. Because I could save you 20 years of misery if you want to follow that, right? Don't let it get bad before you say, God, I still need a savior, man. I still need you in my life because I don't have this thing figured out. So either way, I pray that people experience and they get to experience God for themselves. And that's what makes them a believer, not that they're wondering what religion they should pick.
Right.
Know what I mean?
It's good stuff.
Amen. What you got? You had some funny stuff for this one. Autumn comes up with Autumn. Why have I been doing that? I did it to poor April all last night. Let's just leave that in, Chris. Like, what am I doing?
Are you calling her Autumn or Austyn?
All three. I think I called her. It's like I got the A name. Like everyone used to me, like my mom, John, Jerome, Jim, Justin. Like call me all the J names.
My mom or my dad used to be like Kane, Austyn, Tyler. Like it was always like all three of us.
I was hitting April with Autumn, Austyn, April. One of y'all. Goodness, in the man. Room.
Like
Austyn has some funny stuff that she comes up with. What you got for this week?
So. Well, we're talking about when our dreams aren't what we want them to be, or what if it. It
hurts.
I think I gave you a list and you picked a few, so let's go. When your ministry is like that one get rich quick that just never paid off.
Oh, no.
God's plans are bigger, but my bank account is still tiny. And this
God, I thought it was going to happen.
The nonprofit hustle, making miracles happen on a ramen budget.
Oh, no. Oh, man.
This was yours, I think.
We've done that for multiple years before, I can assure you.
And then, of course, like, Jesus loves me, but my podcast is still at 3 listens.
Oh, no.
That's not this one, though. That's not us. Right?
I hope not.
Yeah, right. How about
three listens? We got to get this thing up to 3,000 listens, y'all.
We do. Like,
let's go.
Share. When your Jordans don't get you air, but prayer does.
Oh no.
But just some funnies to lighten what we're talking about here today, because it's definitely something you've been feeling.
It's real.
And it I can't wait for
sure. Yeah. So just hit you with it.
Yeah.
This one resonates for me, man. Because I feel like I come out of a season here recently, and I don't know, some point along the way, it's like God puts a vision on your heart. You believe in something so wholeheartedly. You're married to it, man. Like, you're willing to do whatever it takes. You put in so much time and effort into your craft or whatever it is that you're trying to do, trying to accomplish. And then it just seems like you just get stuck in this place where you thought it was going to be bigger. You thought it was going to be better. You thought that a lot of stuff was going to be really, really good. But for some reason, it's not happening. It's not working out that way. And again, you talk about yet. Like, yet is a good way to look at it. But how long is the yet? Like, some things, God, I've been waiting.
And is that a bad years? To like, have?
I've been waiting years for this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so this is for people that, you know, stuff maybe doesn't work out the way that you want to. I'll just put some things that are on my heart. We'll just throw it all out there. We'll just be totally
transparent. You're talking about relationships too, right? This could be anything, or you...
I mean, I guess it could be. I mean, it could. I think that relationships are things that two people work. I think it's more like things that you're trying to accomplish in life that you're trying to do, and it doesn't seem like it's taking place. So I'll just share it. I'll just be transparent here today. So the clothing line, man. The High on Jesus. I believe in this so much, man. And so I don't know if they even know. So I tried to get the trademark for it. So about 5 years ago, someone helped me out to publish, you know, national. Now I know people that have trademark phrases, blessed and unstoppable, just do it, Nike, you know, obviously. And so I'm like, high on Jesus. Like, there's nothing like that out there. Like, I even knew before I did, there was like a song by Kinky Friedman out of the 70s. I don't even know who this guy is.
A shirt
I had seen a couple like dumb shirts or whatever it was. And so anyway, so I'm like, bro, we're going to go after this. So someone even helped me and stepped up and like put the money up for it. So we even got like a lawyer that does that type of stuff. Let's put it in after our talk. We're going to put it in for shoes and clothing and addiction ministry, right? High on Jesus. Comes back, denied. And I'm like, what? And even he was in disbelief. He was like, man, I hate to say this, but she's trying to say it's a commonly used phrase. Like, I've never heard this before, man. Like, God put this on my heart. I didn't even get it from somewhere. So she tried to cite a song. The shirt she was putting up is basically like a slur. It's like Jesus smoking a joint. Says high on Jesus on there. And that's like some of the stuff that she put on there. And I'm like, boy, you got to be kidding me. He's like, hey, let's just try to get something on the book. She's throwing in shirts. Let's just do addiction ministry. Now, you know full well there's nothing else out like that. Put it in, denied.
Again.
And I'm like, bro, it hurt me, man. I'm not going to lie to you. He was even like, I don't know if her husband left her. I don't know if she's having a rough time. Like, But she ain't feeling this, man.
Mm.
So what's the next step? So we can try again. You got to put another $1,000-something down to it. And I'm like, goodness, man. So that one hurt me, and I never gotten a trademark for it. So fast forward, to now, we own the Google space without paying a dime. So before, if you Googled High on Jesus, it wouldn't. You Google High on Jesus now, we got all kinds of stuff. That's all us, right? So and I just had this hope, this dream, like we have the website, we're gonna put this stuff out there, man. We're gonna sell, thousands, exactly, man. It's gonna be this Christian clothing line. Now, again, I probably haven't put into it what is necessary, so we'll just put that first asterisk by that there. But I've put a lot into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's never took off. People say they love it, but no one's buying online when I plug the website or give them a card or whatever it is, and it's just like. It just never did anything, man. I just thought that it would be so much more than it actually is. Right? Mm-hmm. Next, the messages, man. I put my heart and soul into these messages that we do weekly for High on Jesus. I mean, we had someone back in the day, someone that was, on a budget, kind of recording the stuff, putting the messages on online. Didn't really do much, did, little, it's 100, 50, 100 views or whatever it was. Then we got someone and it's still on my heart. Like, it's got to be still there, Lord. Like, we can use this to impact so many people. How would we ever get it out past Bradenton or multiple meetings unless we do it on social media? Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, we just got to get it out there. Right. And so hired, our video guy currently, and like he came recorded, he got the lights, he set up the mics, like the whole thing was ready to go, and we was edited and pushing these things out there. And I'm like, man, here we go. Like, it's going to be like Stephen Furtick, baby. We're going to get 100,000, 1 million views.
Clothing line's going to take off on it.
Right. And so then, I'm just going to be real, man. You preach a message of a lifetime and it gets like 20 something views. Like, it hurts your soul, man. I'm not going to lie to you. We had one hit over 1,000 to full length one. We got some shorts that do pretty decent. Mm-hmm. People like shorts, so I can't say it's a total. Mm-hmm. But man, I just thought that we could possibly, I'm not even trying to make money off it. I mean, it would be nice if we could monetize it just to finance recording it, mm-hmm. so it's not a toll on the ministry. That's all we're trying to do with this. Like, share, comment, and help us out with it. It would be nice to monetize this thing just so we could pay for itself, maybe. Yeah. Instead of paying out of pocket over and over again. But then nothing's happening. He's like, hey, let's give it a year. Let's give it a year and a half. We're not doing anything, man. Right? Mm-hmm. Podcast, like, let's switch to podcasts, right? And they're coming on strong, and I believe it's still got potential. But I mean, if you look, we're just being real, the views are going down with every single episode. And then you question yourself, well, are we doing wrong? Like, is it us? Yeah.
we hear y'all are doing great.
Do we not have good content? Right. Anyone else is out there, you just do a little dance. I mean, I'm sure Austyn, you could probably, Austyn could probably spice some stuff up, and we might get 1 million views in here. But she's not selling out like that.
No, definitely. Might have problems at home if I start doing that.
Right. I mean, but it makes you have those thoughts, and we're being real.
When you see things like inappropriate things, even on Christian, based things, people kind of waver one way and they'll get the likes then.
They're doing it, man. They're doing it. They're monetizing it, and we aren't.
Yeah.
The hand up the victory. I've been doing this a long time, man. Before anyone came along, it was just me putting my heart and soul. I was waking up at 3 a.m., getting 4 or 5 hours of sleep, getting time with the Lord, gym, grinding, just doing whatever it took to make this thing go. And it has. I mean, God has showed up. God's in it, because there's plenty of time when the bank account has been looking like it'll be $75 left in it, and then boom, God brings something along, or he puts someone in our life that, hey, and they sustain it. And I mean, we have a few key donors out there that, just be real, if God didn't put them in our life, we wouldn't be here, and there's multiple people that support us that we can't say enough for them. But not gonna lie, we've come to the same place where it's like we're stuck at, we raise $200,000 a year. We're going after all these grants. Justin, are these good grant applications? I think they're great, but we're losing. Mm-hmm. So Are they great? Like, and you see other people. I know that's another boy. You start getting into comparing yourself. Oh, you in trouble. You start comparing yourself to other people online. You compare yourself to this business. This guy's doing this organization, this church. You're going to be in trouble there. But I'm guilty. I go against I go against my own advice. So I go to comparing. These guys ain't doing nothing. They're racking in $500,000 like it's pocket change. If they raised 2 million last year, like, bro, we're struggling for every dime, man. Mm-hmm. And there's been times when, I just to be real, like, I'm the one that's watching the back end of it when it's time where I wonder if we're going to make payroll in a couple weeks. Now I got to go around and sit down with all these people and talk to them. I mean, we always make it, praise God, but I don't know. I just thought it would be more, man. Not going to lie to you. Mm-hmm. I just thought we'd be a little farther along. It's gotten to the point where, thank God I'm past the season now, or this probably would be a lot more emotional, me talking about it. But I can't tell you that I haven't thought that, am I the right person to even run this thing, man? Mm. And I'm not going to let my pride get in the way if someone else would not say that. I mean, I would still be a part of it. But if someone's got nonprofit experience for 20 years, they know how to raise money. They know how to make a whole plan and set the tone for the whole year and the schedule. And by all means, take over, like, get us there. And I'll use my giftings and relationships and speaking to people and pouring into people's lives, to help get us there. But it makes you have thoughts like that. Anyone can relate, man. It's not working out. Business isn't what I thought it would be. I thought it'd be farther ahead in life, man. Am I even the right guy for this? Maybe I just go back to the 9 to 5 and that's just what life is. And then on top of that, I've tried to start other business ventures and stuff on the side and tried to do stuff with some other people. And it's like, man, the potential's there. Like, I feel like it could be something. Or couple times I had some ideas and someone beat us to the punch, and then it was like they didn't do it, and it just didn't turn into anything. And it's like, then those fizzle out, and then
it makes you wonder if God's saying, no, Justin, this is where you're supposed to be.
I'm sure that it is, but in that moment, it's like, what are we doing here, man? Like, I'm just trying to do something like amazing. I'm trying to, build this organization that can help out the need. I mean, we put the stats on the paper. I mean, when 500 and something people call you and we can only help out 200, thank God we don't have a no answer for anybody. But for the other 300 something people, the answer that is left out there ain't that great.
Yeah.
But they got something, but I think they could be helped in a far better way. And the only thing holding you back is finances. And it's like, yeah. Our records are public. I haven't taken a raise in 4 or 5 years. Like, I try to give y'all raises before I give myself raises. Mm-hmm. But I'm just saying, whatever it is, I feel like I don't have to unpack anything else for us. That's when someone's stuck in that place. I think you know exactly how I'm feeling, and exactly what
like I'm. Every lane you try to get in, or every path you try to take, there's a barricade.
For sure.
You can't go anywhere else.
For sure.
I mean, going back to Hand Up to Victory, I stepped in August, and I mean, it's just, the phones and the calls and the need is out there. We're starting to partner with more people in the area. So hopefully we're making that base from this to this. But I get where you're coming from with how long is it going to take? Are we going to be able to sustain it? Like all of these things. Yeah. And when you start looking inward, because you can't get any answers, that's hard. Yeah. I mean, and
it's a rough place to be, the bottom line, when you see a lot of other people thriving and it's just not working out the way that you thought it would be. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure a lot of people nationwide are stuck in that place.
Yeah.
So let's just share. A lot of us have people that we look up to. People that have achieved major success in life, right? There's a guy local. His name is Vince, right? This guy, I've known this guy God brought me to him. I was happened to be friends with his son. You're talking back in high school. So we know each other for a long time, but we'll just say, like, Vince is the GOAT, man. Like, this guy is, not to put all his business out there, but basically he was the one that started Southside Gyms. So if you've been in Manatee County, Sarasota County long enough, you know what that is. He was the one that brought first real gyms to Manatee and Sarasota County, right? I was friends with him through that whole entire process. Would sleep at his house overnight, right? He's a great guy. Not to mention, it's one of the most humblest people you'll ever meet. So he does that, builds Southside huge. Lifestyles comes in and starts buying all these mega gyms, gives him a large sum of money. He didn't tell me what it is, but he told me how many figures it had, and it was big.
Yeah.
He's good. Like, he's set. Also, know what he did? He wouldn't sell the company without putting in the contract. You can't fire all the people that I already have there.
Amen.
So he looked out for all his employees, right? And then he sells. He's good. I mean, honestly, him and his wife could be done right there. He could invest it. He can go have the time of life. But I mean, when you're a GOAT, you ain't satisfied with that. Like, he's not.
Yeah.
So he partners. He goes all in into the Crunch franchises. So just so you know, if you work out of Crunch here, not only does he have a few gyms locally? No, he owns the entire state of Florida. He owns states in Georgia, Texas. He owns parts of these places. I don't know all of us. I'm not going to speak in some I know. Multiple states. He owns the district of that whole entire area and all the Crunch gyms. Vince, guy's a winner, man. I mean, he's someone I've looked up to. He is super generous. He helps out anybody. Like, it's all the check boxes, right? Mm-hmm. And so to be real, like, I've strived to be like him my whole entire life. Like, he's someone that I look up to. And so I had to ask myself sometime along the way, this is hard to even say, but like, am I ever going to get to where Vince is?
Are you happy with not getting to where Vince is?
Well, that's a secondary thought. Let's just stick with that. Yeah. Am I ever going to get to where Vince is? Probably not. I mean, I want to believe that. I'm still going to strive for it, but you understand what I'm saying? And then just exactly what you said. Then it finally comes in, maybe when you deal with that. You know, we go through the bad times and we got to take a few weeks to just sit in it, and then we'll have an afterthought to it. Then the afterthought comes in exactly like you said. Am I okay with not getting to where Vince is? Mm-hmm. Reminds me of basketball. We're in the middle of the basketball playoffs. It'll probably be close to over by the time this airs, the finals, right? But there's 150 starters in the NBA. Mm-hmm. I bet you can't name more than 20 of them.
No. But they're all doing well, right?
Doing way better than we are.
The teams might be out and they're okay.
Yeah, they're all right. They're chilling with their family. I just made the 23 mil. I'm good, man. Don't matter if we make the championship.
It's crazy to me.
Right? But if you think about that, that really helped me to like rationalize a little bit. So I'm watching the playoffs and I'm watching some of these guys, and it really like hit me like, is anyone gonna say that Braun from Denver is their favorite player? Probably not. Maybe his family and a few people that know him, right? But he's a starter in the NBA. 100, you know how many people are going for those jobs? 150 people in the whole league start. People sitting on the bench making millions of dollars. They hardly even play the whole entire year.
They're there just in case somebody.
So that really like helped me to put it in a perspective. Like, if they're being real, 150 starters, if they're all going into it wishing that like, hey, I want to be LeBron, I want to be Curry. It's something to shoot for, but if we never get there, then I'm going to be miserable. You're going to have 148 players that are probably going to be miserable for their whole entire life. Because they may not achieve all the way up there. They may not have been created to be in that spot. Some guys are phenomenal number twos. Mm-hmm. Some guys play phenomenal off ball. Mm-hmm. Some guys, they're great defenders. That don't really get wrote about in the papers a lot. So maybe they weren't meant for that spot. And so help me remember, like, if I'm just going to live my whole life mad because I'm not MJ or I'm not Vince, then I'm going to waste a whole entire lifetime on this. Mm-hmm. That don't mean that it doesn't hurt any less in the moment when you're going through it. Right? Now, I mean, something out there, I'm not going to lie to you, man. Something, it like cuts me deep to even say that. For me to even voice it on this podcast, and it hurt me real bad a few months ago to say something like, I may not even get to that point. Some of it is almost like I'm letting myself off the hook, or it just like cuts me deep, man, to even say something like that. But I think this is the key, guys, the takeaway for all of us. Can we strive for greatness but still be content and okay with where we are at. Got any thoughts on that?
I do. It just actually, sharing when this airs, it'll be last week. So when I share my story at Anchor Church, like reliving what I've gone through the last 2 years, and when I'm unhappy with where we live, and I'm unhappy that my car breaks, or unhappy, and it feels like little seasons during the week, like, because when you get unhappy about those things, then it just multiplies,
Oh, yes.
But then you get to ride a bus, or you see that your daughter made a 3.8 GPA when she was a C student. You get reminded and you're humbled by those little things. And then I feel like you can be okay. Because like 2 years ago, I was drunk, not being a mother, didn't have a driver's license, in jail, not being able to talk to my kids. So if you relate it to that and where I'm at, yeah, I can be okay and still be striving to be a better mother, to continue not to drink, to get that house when God decides it's time. But I feel like I know you've been going after your vision and your dream for, a little longer than mine. But it's hard because you're not just doing that for yourself. You have that vision for addicts, for people that don't suffer from addiction. You just want to bring God to so many people. And I feel like you carrying that, sometimes you forget you're not alone in that. But it feels like it sometimes.
Absolutely.
Because you want it to push forward for everyone else. So, but no,
it's good. It's a great perspective that you bring to it, because that's another thing. So there's, again, the balance, right? Because we can get caught in that trap on the one side where it's never enough. And it's like I'm always looking at, and we can forget to be like, well, wait a minute, just like you said, I want to get here. Well, you came so far in the past couple of years.
Yeah.
It's not even funny, right? And so you got to, just like you said, it's easy to forget all that, looking to strive to get to here. But at the same time, man, what God has done, the doors he's open, where you're at, everything's provided for, everything's taken care of. I mean, we got to be thankful. And that's why sometimes I don't even like talking about this stuff, because you could turn that around on me. There's someone looking at me, hearing me say that, bro, what are you talking about? Like, you started an organization yourself. Y'all are doing major things in the community. Your wife's blessed. Y'all got a house, vehicles. You got the kids, everything. Like,
but still, you want to help more people, and you can't do that without the finances, without the community partners, without all of those things to get you to that next level. But is it a sin to want more? No. But like you're saying, you have to align it with what God wants for us.
Absolutely.
And in his timing.
Absolutely. So. And back to that, sometimes, I mean, honestly, that's part of what kind of took me out of that season, because I felt probably would have been so emotionally hurt. I probably would have said some things that I didn't even, mean in that present moment, because I was going through it, man.
I remember when you posted that, and our hand, you're like, I'm probably not the right, and I was like,
and it stabbed
do
you.
I need to,
I actually deleted some of it, if you didn't notice, because I don't feel that quite strongly about what I said.
Things. And a lot of times, I'm sure it's our leader, that you withhold those things, but I'm sure as soon as you let it out and you read it, you're like, wait a minute,
Because the thoughts are, and I think another trap we could fall into, if I let people know that we're kind of barely making it at certain times, are they going to want to invest in it still? If I tell y'all that, hey guys, we're getting pretty low here, are you and our other employee Yvonne going to start panicking? I mean, I need to leave. I need to find a steady job. I mean, we can't even, this doesn't seem long term. You know what happens when the business is going down, people start jumping ship.
And that's not the, the case, right now, but for you to have those feelings and be aware of it. And I think the important thing is for you that you share that with your team. That's huge, because a lot of leaders, I feel like, don't have that transparency with their team, and they're not vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I know Yvonne feels the same way, that we appreciate you letting us into that. I mean, and now you're letting even more people, into that. So I think that we can all see how much you want this for us, as well as yourself and everyone in our community.
Absolutely. But to your point, that's one thing that helped me, get out of it, is And look at everything that we already have. I mean, to be real, if nothing else happened, if that's what God's will is, and this is where we're at, I got a great life, man. Like, we're blessed in so many ways. I got an amazing wife. Kids are healthy. Like, we got a spot that we can call home. Like, life is good, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Life is good. So that is one thing that can help us through that. Maybe just seeing where we're at, being thankful and recognizing those blessings that God's already done. I feel like the other side of that coin, so when we take it too far the other way is like, well, you can go into it and be like, well, it's not going to happen for me. I already know it's not going to happen. I'm not even going to try. Not even going to go after it. They already talked about I'm probably not going to get there anyway, so what's the difference? And then I feel like we can settle at where we're at. And God's trying to say, my son, my daughter, I had so much more, but it wasn't quite the way that you wanted to happen or quite the timing that you wanted to happen, but there was more on the table. You bowed out too quick.
Yep. Yeah, so when I stepped out of Pig Out, I was waiting tables there, and I chose to just jump in February. Last episode, we talked about the finances. Well, my mother works for the Surf. It's a really nice RV resort community in Palmetto.
Beautiful.
And she needed an assistant. And I mean, it would have lined up. I'd have been able to do both. Like, it just seemed like this perfect, everything was lining up with the stars. And the guy, the regional director was like, fill out the application. We got you. Well, because I'm still in drug court in my past, it hung up on one little detail. Well, usually I'd be like, that's it. I can't do anything. My past is always well, Mom and I prayed about it. We came together, and she's like, I can just 1099 you. You can open up your own little LLC when I need you. So like, that has been through the last few months. So first of all, for my mom to want me to be there, the fact that we sat down and as a family came up with a solution. Before, I would have never done that. I would have been like, oh.
Yep, it's over.
Yeah.
Done.
But
I can't get any jobs. What happens to? Oh, the job wouldn't hire me as my background. No, I'm not going to get in anywhere.
Yep. I can't do anything.
Yep.
I guess I'll just go work at McDonald's forever. Never get to do anything. Yeah. So just by asking for help, asking for suggestions, and being part of the solution instead of living in that problem was huge for me in that time. So it was and I still get to do it now.
That's right.
Yeah. So.
And nothing wrong with that either. Some people can make some good money at Mickey D's over there.
Hey, we have plenty of our clients
work your way up to be a manager or probably maybe a franchise owner. You never know, man.
Yeah.
McDonald's is pumping. No, that's good.
Chick-fil-A too.
Chick-fil-A.
They got it figured out.
Have you ever gone to the drive-thru when there's not like 100 cars in the line? I mean, it's insane.
We went on Saturday when it was raining. They had a tent out for everybody, like for their. I mean, they've got it figured out. They cover all the bases. Yes.
And they stick to their guns with Sunday off.
Oh yes.
It's amazing.
Yes, they do.
Good company there. So man, I believe that this is gonna be the game changer for seasons like this. What really helped me out immensely during this is biblical, man. I had to go to my guys Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. You know the story. Basically, they were forced to bow down to an idol of the king at the present time that had taken them over. Everyone else was bowing down. They said, no, sir, we're not doing it. We're not going to disrespect God like that. And the king said, what are you talking about? Y'all are going to be bowing down. All they had to do was take a knee, or I'm throwing you in the flaming furnace and y'all are going to burn to death. That's got to be an experience. That's got to be a serious way to die, right? And so I love ultimately their response to the king. They said, nah, you don't understand. God that we serve, he can take us out of this fire. He can be with us through the fire and we're not going to get burned. God that we know, right? Anything you threaten us with, we're not concerned about that. And God's going to deliver us from it. He can deliver us from it.
And he will.
But even if he doesn't, that's what I love. Even if he doesn't, we're still not bowing down. And man, that story has stuck with me for this entire time now. For years, I have loved that. I call it like the even if he doesn't faith. That we can believe for God to open the door, that we can trust that God's going to take care of everything, that we can strive for it, whatever we want to accomplish, right? But at the end of the day, like, even if he doesn't, I'm still going to be okay with where I'm at. God, I believe you can do the impossible. I believe you could take me to Vince's level and past that, right? But even if he doesn't, that's all right, God. I know you got me exactly where I'm supposed to be at, doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, serving the exact people that you need me to serve. And I know that you're going to honor that, and you're going to make a way, and God, all the needs are going to be taken care of. Jesus prayed the same thing in the garden. God, take this away from me. He was giving us a living example. Man, I'm struggling. I don't want to die. I don't want to go through this pain. Take this away from me. Intervene. Don't let it happen. Like, just take it all away. But ultimately, your will be done.
Yep. And it was. Yeah.
God, I'm believing you for something big. But even if we don't get there, if that's not part of the plan, like, that's okay. God, believe that it could turn into a mega church and we can impact tens of thousands of lives. But even if it doesn't, right, I know the 120 you got in the building, like, are the ones that I'm called to serve. Mm-hmm. And this is what I'm supposed to be doing. God, believe that Hand of the Victory could help so many more people. I believe this can go in every county across the entire state
100%.
And across the entire U.S.
100%.
It could be something that could impact so many lives. But even if he doesn't, even if it's not your will, God, for whatever reason, I'm going to be okay with that.
Because we're still changing lives.
Absolutely. We're still making a difference. We're taking a step further. Like, I don't want to go around miserable my whole entire life. I don't want to always focus on what we don't have and what we're not doing and where we're not at.
You're going to miss everything if you do that.
And then what happens if we increase another, 100,000? Then we're going to have bigger budget and we're going to want more help, more people. And then we're going to want something else and we're never going to be satisfied. I believe that we can get there. I believe there's grants out there that can be a game changer. I mean, to some grants and people out there, a few $100,000 ain't nothing if we're being honest.
Right.
Right. And that would be life changing for us. And so all it takes is one door to open. All it takes is one yes from somebody out there. One grant to be like, hey, this looks like a great program. You guys are accountable with everything. You're going to report back to us every dime. We're going to invest in this. That's all it takes. So God can still change the game. We can still get there. But even if he doesn't, that's okay, Lord. You must have something else in store for me.
Mm-hmm. As long as I guess we're asking, seeking, and knocking, right?
That's right. That's right. And then all those times I had to ask myself, sometimes I feel like in that process of striving for so much more, like, what else is this costing me? Because in the times when I was waking up at 3 a.m, freaking getting 3-4 hours of sleep, grinding like that, and I could tell you my marriage wasn't doing that great. I was tired. I'm going from 3 a.m. till 10 o'clock at night. We're taking care of kids. We're running a house. I got to put extra in this organization to get it off the ground and sustain it. I got to be out there in the community, talk to people, raise the money, do all the phone calls, all that, but I believed in it so much I was willing to do it. But when I get home, I don't got nothing to give my wife. I'm tapped.
Mm-hmm. When I was talking to Jessica Bramer, she used to work for you and is one of my mentors, looking forward to that. She's like, if you're saying yes to all of these things, you're saying no. Every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something at home.
Absolutely.
And that brought a lot of reflection and a lot of light to things that, I'm always, yes, I can do that. But what am I saying no to at home in my relationship with my kids? Am I saying, is it balance? You keep bringing up balance.
Yeah.
And makes me think of that. If we do get all this, the money that we hope that we can help other people, that's going to just elevate our time, but we still have to grow at almost a slow rate. So we don't take off and leave everything else that we value behind us.
Yeah. Good thing is I won't allow that to happen to you because I already made that mistake. But what's it cause? Our time with our children. I know plenty of people that make millions of dollars, but they don't see their kids.
And I won't do it. ever
I mean, to
again.
be real, my dad was highly successful, but he really wasn't around, that much to be there. When I was growing up, he did the best he could. He loved us the best that he could,
I'm
but
not willing to sacrifice that ever again. I wasn't making any money and I gave my time up. I'm not doing that again.
For sure. So we got to make sure that in the process of striving for more, we're not leaving some of the important things.
That's right.
Not to mention when you get super busy like that and the doors open up and all those responsibilities, now suddenly I don't got time to pray like I once did.
Mm.
I got too much stuff going on. The phone's ringing. Kids are calling me. I'm tired. I'm going to sleep in an extra 30 minutes. Whatever it is, fill in the blank, right? But all of a sudden that time with God gets kind of interfered with.
Yeah. If I don't have that, I don't have anything else.
Absolutely.
I get short on the phone, short with my kids. It's summertime. They're going to be home while I'm working, So this is that time with God and plugged in, like truly plugged in, is going to determine my day. It really will.
For sure. So if you're not MJ in whatever field that you're on, don't worry, my friend. You're not the only one. You are not alone. Like, there's plenty of us out there striving. We can't compare. Don't look at what anyone else is doing, man, because they're going to get you in a bad mood quick. Right? We just got to know, God, what are you calling me to do? What's your will and vision for my life? Help me to enter into that. God, I'm believing that you're going to open these doors, but even if you don't, that's all right, God. I'm still going to serve you. I'm still going to be thankful. I'm still going to thrive where I'm at, right? It's another thing. I'm not just going to take my foot off the gas and be like, oh, it didn't happen. Woe is me. I'll put in a lackadaisical effort. No, I'm still going to give it everything I got every single day. And God's going to do whatever he's going to do with that.
Absolutely.
And make sure that it doesn't interfere with the important things. And in the end of the day, man, I got an amazing wife. I got a trophy wife. We have a great relationship now. I've even thought, to be real, even if everything else went south, she ain't going nowhere. Other people in the community might not talk to me as much, but she's here. She's going to be by my side. We have an amazing relationship. God bless me with that. I got good kids. I got good friends. I got people that believe in me in this community. I know it's not going to go south because God's in it, but
that's right.
Bottom line is whatever God wants it to be, that's what I want it to be. And we're going to keep grinding and keep striving and keep believing that it's going to be more than that. But
and be okay be in the fire too with it.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
I love it so much. I do.
Good stuff. Well, I pray that made an impact in your life, man. I pray that spoke to you. You know, if you're in that season right now and you're just, man, it's not happening. Just like she said, it might just not be yet. Like, there's plenty of things where God might be like, man, you silly. We just had our guy come out here and give a whole, pitch about off of the tithing message, about, hey, are you putting 10% plus into another bank account and calling that the God checking account? And I'm like, no, actually, I'm not. Maybe that's what God's waiting for. He's saying, no, son, you're not honoring certain ways. So it's not yet because you got to get some things straightened out in your life before I open this next set of doors here. You never know what God can do.
He might open the door, but there just might be another one that has to open before you get to the one you want.
It may be made of steel, but you're going to have to pound through it every single day. And that thing's going to open at the right time.
Absolutely.
So next week, we're going to bring on a guest speaker. Looking forward to that.
Yes.
So we got our man Bryce from Asgard Training Center.
Absolutely.
He committed to come on here. So we're looking forward to that. This dude is the biggest all-natural bodybuilder that you've ever seen in your entire life.
I have to widen the...
yeah, we're going to have to get the wide lens. He might take up that whole section. But the guy, he's been a personal trainer of mine since COVID. So we've been doing this for over 5.5 years. Completely change my quality of life, my pain level. I was at a 9 on a daily basis. Now I'm at a 0 to a 1, hardly any pain. That guy has just totally transformed my whole entire life. And I think that's good to bring in. We talk a lot about the spiritual side and the mental side. It's a mental, physical, and spiritual program. We can't neglect the physical in the meantime. We beat up our bodies enough for a long period of time. Maybe some people didn't even do drugs, but you eating a diet that you shouldn't be eating. Fast food is whatever it is, fill in the blank, sitting there, not doing anything. Sedentary lifestyle. I've heard being sedentary is worse than smoking and drinking combined if you just sit around all the time. Yikes. Who's that for next episode? But appreciate you rolling with us, guys. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not. Put a like on this video. Throw a comment down below. What impacted you? What helped you out? And we appreciate you rolling with us. We are signing off the High on Jesus podcast. Just in time with Justin Hallis.
Austyn with a Y.
We'll see you
next time.
We'll see you next time. God has come through time and time again for me, and it's not a doubt or do I believe it or not. I know it's real.
So to me, if you are against God, then you have to believe he exists.
Yet is a good way to look at it. But how long is the yet? Can we strive for greatness but still be content and okay with where we are at?